All right, here we are back for round 2, practice with parameters and returns. This is lesson 3 in unit 7 of Code.org's 2024 course for AP Computer Science Principles. And we just finished doing a couple of the activities from level 5. I didn't really notice that we weren't done with all the levels yet, so we're going to click finish. Normally I would do C and D, but I will leave that to you, so we're going to click finish and see what do we have next. All right, here we have an app, it looks like. I want to play with the app. I'm going to run the app. Looks like we can order stuff. And let's see, veggie burger with fries, don't need a fountain drink, total with tax. Oop, total with tax does not work. So we need to figure out what the total of tax with. Let's see if we can try a different combination. Fountain drink plus hamburger, that should be $6. $6 total with tax. Does not work. It's given an error message. How about the cheeseburger plus the fries? That should be $7.75. Yeah, total with tax. So total with tax doesn't work. Try using this simple ordering app. The total with tax function has a bug, obviously. Find it and fix it. Add comments for each function below using the format below. Okay, function, purpose, parameter, name, type, explanation of parameter, return, type, description of what's returned. Okay, so I'm going to minimize or squeeze our little app so I have more screen real estate. I'm going to minimize the debug console, minimize the instructions, minimize the toolbox. It says we have an issue right here. On event that the tax button is clicked, yep, that's the tax button, right? Let's reset it, check. Tax button, and in the event we click the tax button, Control plus 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 to make that bigger, plus 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 plus. We have a function. We are going to change the output label. We're going to set the text of the output label to whatever the total with tax is when we send in. Wait, why does it say total cost like this? Total button. So we're calling total cost. That's going to, let's run this once. Okay, so if we got the fries and the veggie burger and we press total, the total cost is $7.25. So when we press this button, it's going to take the $7.25. It's going to send it to total with tax. That means it has to return a value here. So let's go to total with tax and see if it's returning a value. No, it's not returning a value. It's got to return total. So there's our bug right there. And it even says that total is defined, but it's not called. It's never used. So we are taking the amount, the 725, we're multiplying it by 7%, 0.07. So we're getting, what, 7 times 7, 49 cents about. We're supposed to add that to our 725. We're getting that in total, but we need to return that. So we need to change this return to return total. In fact, we can see that right here, return total. So let's put return total. And then let's reset it and run it with our fries and veggie burger, 725, add about 49 cents. And it should round that, but yeah, there we go. Let's try the fountain drink. Let's just try something alone. Oh, we had the fountain drink plus the hamburger. That was, wow, why is the fountain drink so expensive? Commentary, total with tax, $6.42. There we go, it works. Ta-da! Can we get a little sound effect there? Cha-ching. Okay, let's look at the next one. Complement.er, complementer. Okay, so we're going to put a name in there. Samaj. And we're going to click complement. Complement doesn't do anything. Come on. We have taken our code for complimenting people and turned it into an app. Read the code. Complete the update screen function following the instructions in the comment. Oh, were we supposed to do comments on the previous one? Oh, we were, weren't we? Okay, we'll go back to that in a moment, after this one. Complete the update screen function following the instructions and the comments of the code. When it works, the user should see a random greeting and compliment when entering their name and click the button. Add comments to the random compliment function. Use the format shown below. Okay, so we totally forgot to add the comments last time. Let's see what it should say. It should say, "Good day, Coder. Coder, your fashion sense is unmatched." All right, so let's look at the show blocks. Okay, we should be able to see everything there. All right, so compliment button. When someone clicks on the compliment button, we update the screen. So let's look at update screen. Update screen, we need to get the user's name from the display. Do we have a function for that to get the user's name? We have a random greeting function. We have a random compliment function. Okay, we need to get the user's name, so that's just a get text, and we should get it into a variable. Does it give us what variable name we should have? Wait, that's instructions. Function person, parameters return. Okay, so we do not have that yet. All right, so just double checking. Get the user's name from the display and store it in a variable. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. So let's create a variable. Let's call it username. Username. We're going to get text. Actually, why don't we just grab the get text block? Get text. And we're going to get it from this box, whatever this box is called. It's called name input. That's what it should be anyway.
Good morning, students and staff.
Apologies for that announcement. So, okay, we are going to create, let's see this. We're going to create a local variable called text output to store the return values of both random greeting and random compliment. So we need two local variables. Variable. Random greeting and random compliment. Okay, so random greeting. Why can't I type in those? Okay, because I have to not show the, I have to show the toolbox. Whoa. Control Z, there we go. Random greeting, random compliment. Okay. When both are called. So I'm going to move this up. So when both are called. So we have to call the functions. We're going to put those inside. Oh, now we can do it. I don't know if we were able to do that earlier. What functions do we want to call? It'd be nice if we had a drop down and it could just drop down the functions. So we want to call random greeting. We want to call random compliment. Well, we can't really call them random greeting because we already have that. So how about random greet and random compl? So random greeting and random compliment. And we're going to put in the username, which we got out of the text box. Okay. Display output text on the screen in the output display area. So then we're going to need to call. Do we need to call something? No, because we've only got two functions up here. And so we're going to have to output to this box. It's called output. Easy. So UI set property, and we're going to set the property of this. Wait, what's it called? Output. We're going to set the text, and we're going to set it to, what's it supposed to say? random comp poll, no, random greet plus new line. Looks like a new line there. I'm looking at this little tiny thing up here. Plus random complement. Compl. Alright, let's run it and see if it works. Smaj. Random greet. Can't figure out what username is. Oh, I need a capital N in there. It's like the most common bug is that people have something spelt wrong. I spelled Smaj right this time. Does random complement need quotes? No. So we got down to here. Why is it random? Oh, random comp needs a small r. 2 capitalization errors in a row. It looks like it works. Now, are we supposed to add comments somewhere? Where are we supposed to add the comments? We're supposed to add the comments above the function, I think. Oh. We're supposed to write it here, so let's grab some comments. Then we're going to have to go to back to the previous level. So comments are under functions. What's it say we have to do? Parameter name. Type is string. The string is the name. The name entered by the user. Return type. What sort of type is coming back? We're getting the statement, which is a string. And let's see, what do we get there? Short description. So that is the person's name plus a random complement. Name entered plus complement. Okay, so this one's done. So I'm going to click Finish, Continue, and go back to number 6 because didn't finish the comment for that one. Now, where did it want the comment? Add comments for each function using the format. Oh, well, that's each function. So we need 3 comment lines per function. So there's that one. Oh, just 2 functions. Okay. What's on the first line? Function purpose. Take the total amount, calculate and add tax, return total with tax. Okay, so next line, parameter type, parameter name. Oh, the name is amount. That's what I'm supposed to be writing there. Amount is a value. I think I should have had that for the previous one. Amount total before tax. And then this one, return. It's going to return a value, not a string. and it's going to be the total with tax. Okay, so let's look at this one and see what we got to do here. Function purpose. Calculate the total cost. Parameter name. There's no parameter. There's no parameter going in. And return. Return. We're going to return, and that's a value. String, description of what's returned. Total of costs of order. Okay. Now I got to go back to number 7 and change the parameter thing in there because I just put name. Oh yeah, that was right. Name string. Okay, that was fine. This one is also called name though. So this should just say name. And were we asked to do comments for all of the functions? No, just random complement. Okay, we're ready to go on to number 8. All right, what do we got here? Run. Oh, it just keeps on cycling through different, it like makes random people and then lets us see how old they are and what sector they're in. And it shows their picture. Okay, this program uses the database Root 100 Influential African Americans dataset to make a quiz app. Oh, so are we meant to like say who this is? Gee. I don't know who that is. Is it adding points for us, or what is it doing? I don't see it doing anything. Read the comments and code. Complete the check correct function following the instructions in the comments of the code. When it works, the user should see a new screen after answering 5 questions, showing how many of the questions they answered correctly. Oh, so there's another screen. Let's go to design. Oh, there is a screen 2. Oh, screen 2. Nice. Data, where are we getting our data? Yep. Okay. All right. So this is fun. Let's find out. So if we run it, it grabs a random person, it puts them in here, it puts their name in one of these boxes, and then it puts 3 other random names apparently. Let's look at the coding. So it's getting the columns, name, image, age, sector, correct guess, they're blank to start with, score starts at 0, question number starts at 1, call new question, generates the first question, new question, yep, that's the question there, on event, one on event for each answer button, okay, so what does it do? It gets the text out of choice 1, gets the text out of choice 2 when you click it. How did it set those though? It only really wants us to do this. Okay. Function, check correct, user's choice, correct answer. Alright, I'm going to pause for now because I have something to run off to do, but I'll be right back as far as you can tell. Alright, so we're all done with this one. We're ready to move on to our next level. And let's take a look. How well do you know the 100 most influential African Americans? Alright, let's run it. We see a person who is in STEM, 28 years old. We have some different buttons. And it looks like each time it's not telling us if it's the right person. Wait, I recognize some of these people, but not all of these people. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't know what people look like. Alright, so what are we meant to do here? This program uses data from the Roots 100 Influential African Americans dataset to make a quiz app. Read the comments and the code. Okay. Then complete the check correct function following the instructions in the comments of the code. When it works, the user should see a new screen after answering 5 questions showing how many of the questions they answered correctly. Alright. So let's look through this carefully. We have this data set, the root. Let's look at it. The root. 100 influential African Americans aged 25 to 45, 2019 edition, so that's 6 years ago. We have the name of a person, their profession, their sector, their age, their influence level, their reach, their Twitter followers, their picture. Twitter is what's now known as X. Okay, design. Looks like we have a lot of different labels. Not so much, just basically what we see on here. Okay, code. So we're pulling in data from the 4 lists. We have a few more variables. The correct name, the guess, the score, and the question number. Call to new question generates the first question. New question. Okay, let's read what new question function is. New question. If question number is less than 5, we're going to generate a random number between 0 and 100. The names list is 100, minus 1, so 0 to 99. We're going to put that in the index. Then we're going to grab that name. We're going to say that's the correct name. We're going to grab their image, put the image in, their age, and their sector. Use the index to populate a random answer choice with the correct name. So we're going to choose a random number between 1 and 4. That's going to be a random answer choice. We're going to go to the names list, index. Oh, and we're putting their name in a random box. I see. So this is putting the random name. No, it's putting the name of the person that came up in a random box. Because these boxes here are names choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, choice 4. So it puts one of these randomly in one of those choices. Populate the remaining 3 buttons with the 3 names on the list, provided 3 if the name is one of the last 3 in the list. Alright, let's see what it's doing. So it's looking at the length of the list. It's subtracting 4. So it's 100 minus 4 is 96. It's making sure the index is wait, names list. Names list is just, yeah, 96. The index is less than 96. If the index is less than 96, what are we doing? We're going to loop 3 times. If the random answer choice was number 4, then we're going to change the random answer choice to 0. If the random answer choice, if we add 1, so we're going to increase the random answer choice by 1. We're going to take the index, increase that by 1. So we have a random answer choice. We're going to add that to choice, okay? And we're going to grab names index, which is 1 bigger. We're going to do that 3 times. So I think this is just filling in the rest of the names. If the user's answered more than 5 questions, change the screen. Set screen to 2. So this is if question number is less than 5. Okay. You answered score of the questions correctly. Okay, so this whole thing, let's run it like slow. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to click on one. I'm going to slow this down. Don't have to slow it down a lot. Well, I should slow it down a lot more than that. Let's try it again. I don't see it working. Let me do a control minus to zoom out a little bit. Right, there it goes. So it changed a bar, it changed my angel. It changed that to Brittany. This must be the last one. Alright, so now it's waiting for the user to do something. This is correct. The bar is correct. So when you click on a button, what happens? So when you click on the choice, it gets the choice. That's the guess. We put in the guess. We put in the correct name. We check the correct. Check correct is here. Add 1 to the value stored in score if the answer is correct. So if, where's our control? If user choice is equal to correct answer, then what are we doing? Then score equals score plus 1. And we must have to return score, right? Because otherwise how would we do anything with it? Where's my return? Maybe we're not returning score. We're just having score as score plus 1. Let's look at that. Is it just called score? Yeah. Add 1 to the value stored in score if the answer is correct. Increase the value stored in question number by 1. Okay, so we also have to increase the question number because we just did a question. Question number equals question number plus 1. I'm going to reset it and run it. I'm just going to click on the very first one. I'm going to turn it up to full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I answered 2 correctly. Okay, play again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 correct. Play again. 1. Wait, that was Beyonce. 2, 3, 4, 5. Play again. Is that Meghan Markle? Stacey Abrams? Probably John. I don't know. Angelica? Akbar? Oh my gosh, I got 5 out of 5. Alright. It appears like that's the only thing we needed to do for this one. We didn't really need to understand the logic. So this is what the logic is. The logic is, first it comes up with a random person out of the list. It puts their name in a random box, so it has to choose a random box, puts their name in. Then it grabs the names that are after that in the list. I believe that is what it's doing. Is that what it's doing? I think so. And it just puts those in the rest of the boxes. But to go through that code very carefully would take a little while, so we're going to skip on to level 9 and see what level 9 is. Maybe level 9 is just a question. Oh, we have some more apps to do. Okay, use parameters and returns to manage complexity. Choose from the following activities. Signed language. Let's just jump into sign language. How well do you know the sign language alphabet? Oh, I think I know it pretty well. C. Is that R? Oh, P. P? It's screwed up on the face. W. A, B, C, D. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm having trouble remembering. Okay. Is that one R? No, H. And Z. Clearly that's Z. Alright. This app allows the user to test their knowledge of the sign language alphabet. The user enters the guess based on the image, then output a smiley or frown face shown. If the answer is incorrect, the correct answer is given. Rewrite the check answer function to integrate the parameter so the selection global variable is no longer necessary. Rewrite the check answer function. So where's check answer function? There's our check answer function. We're rewriting it so that the selection global variable is no longer necessary. Selection global variable. Well, selection, where's selection used here? Letter index. what do we have? We have the sign language, letters, and the images. We're choosing a random number. We're setting the sign to that random one. So index is holding on to the number of the sign. On the event, a number is input. It checks the answer. It's checking the answer. Oh, so it's letter index. What's going on here? Letter index. So index, let's say index is at 3. A, B, C, D. That would be D. So we're grabbing the letter, so that's D. We're putting that into the selection, so D is in selection. Oh, if they're equal, wait, where are we grabbing selection? Selection. I mean, we could just get the text. Couldn't we just get the text here? I mean, we don't really need selection to go in there. We could check it just here. Because somebody's input a letter. We could check the answer. And we could grab this whole block and just put it right there, couldn't we? Oops. Let's try it again. Like that, and then we wouldn't have to have selection here. Let's try it. What is that? H? U? C? R? I? Is that a D? Oh, the I is the pinky. W? O? What was that? U? J? Okay, I think it's working. I mean, I think that's all it was asking us to do. I don't think that's what it wants. I mean, I think there's another way to do this. Let me undo a couple times. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4. There we go. I think what would be better is if check. Sorry about that. So what if we had a parameter on check answer? So we're going to put a parameter in here. I'm just going to put some random letters here and here, just temporarily. Oh, what could we call it? We could call it input letter, input letter, and then we could do input letter instead of selection, input letter, and then we're going to grab this entire box and put it right here. Now let's see if that would work. It should work, because what we're doing is we're getting the letter, the input letter, we're changing it to uppercase, we're checking our answer, that letter, D or whatever's going in here, it's checking the input letter versus the index. So let's reset it, try another. So J works. Wait, I did try another, okay. O, but I'm not going to put O, I'm going to put K. That's wrong, answer's O. It's A. Is that H? Yeah, okay. So that's two different ways to do it. We got rid of the variable. We can trash selection off of our variable list. I'm curious to see what the example solution is. And I'm going to show you this just because there's a couple different ways to do it, right? There maybe there's a third way to do it. Oh, so it's creating the value letter choice. It's sending letter choice in, and then it's calling selection here and here. So that's a third way to do it. So there's at least 3 different ways to do the exact same thing. Actually, 4 ways, because there was the way that it started with, and then I showed 2 more ways. And then this is yet another way. Okay. So we're going to go back to where we were at, finish, continue. Now there should be a question. Oh, we still got the Netflix one and the drink order one. Netflix show and movie picker. Run. So I want a TV show that's rated PG. Why is Repair Shop coming up 5 times? How about PG-13? Undefined coming up. How about TVG? Well, that worked. How about TVMA? How about a movie that's TVMA? How about movies that are R? That sounds unappealing. How about movies that are PG-13? It's only showing 5, so clearly it's not showing all the movies. Hey, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Earth to Echo. I've seen that. Strictly Ballroom. I've not seen Never Say Never. Ghost of the Mountain. Princess and the Frog. I've seen that. Forbidden Planet. I think so. Willy Wonka, of course. Okay, what does it want? This app allows the user to select a type of Netflix installment, movie or TV show, yep, and a rating from 2 different drop-downs. The recommendations based on the inputs are displayed. Rewrite the search type list function to integrate parameters so that fewer global variables are necessary. Alright, so this is basically the same thing as we were doing before. Which function is it? It wants us to change search type list. Search type list. Search type list. So it wants us to add a parameter or parameters. Type input, rating input. Look like the 2 we're going to put in there. See, there's type input and rating input there and there. So how are we going to do this? Let's do a show text. So we're going to put in type input and rating input, and then we need to accept 2, so I'm going to call it type I and rating I. Now we can go back to blocks. So it says we're going to change type input to type I, rating input to rating I, and type input to type I, rating input to rating I. So any place where we had type input, we're going to change it. I think that's everywhere it was in there, but let's look close. Type I, rating I. Let's reset it and run it and see if it works. TV show, G, pick, 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 pick. Looks like it works just the same. Let's check the solution under teachers only. See how it did it. So it got rid of those variables altogether. It just put these, grabbing the text and popped them in here. So type and rating, there's type and rating, type and rating. So let's go back and see if we can do that. So instead of doing type input, they just grabbed the type input box, put it there. They grabbed the, oops, how do I let go of that? Control Z. And they grabbed this one and they put, okay. It's doing that because I've got my toolbox closed and there's some sort of bug. And so now I can get rid of type inputs, I can get rid of rating inputs, and it'll work. I'm calling it type I and rating I, but they're just calling it type and rating. So type and rating, type and rating, and type and rating. Reset. Alright, so now we're going to look at the very last one. Wait, what did it say? I have an editor error. Where's my editor error? Oh, I don't need those two variables now. I eliminated the need for those two variables. 1, 2. Okay, so finish, continue, and then let's look at the last one, which is drink order. I'm guessing it's doing exactly the same thing. Alright, select the size of the drink. When finished with the order, select the order for the summary. Alright, so we're going to run it. I want a 12-ounce tea. Oh, okay, so we're going to be able to order more than one item. So a 12-ounce coffee. Well, let's wait. Do I have to do them before I press the arrow? Okay, so 12-ounce tea, 12-ounce tea, 16-ounce coffee, and a 20-ounce mocha. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, this app is for ordering and displaying drink orders for a barista. The first screen allows the barista to select a size and drink with the individual item total displayed. The final screen shows all drinks ordered and the total price. This code has a function to increase the price based on the size. However, beyond that, there's still plenty of repetition. Read the code, see how it works in the current form. Notice the places where you see repetitive code. Determine how to rewrite the code using functions, parameters, and/or returns to manage complexity. Rewrite the code according to your plan. Oh, well, this is a little more fun. So we've got, yeah, a lot of repetitive code there. Mainly, it looks like we have the repetitive code inside our buttons. So let's go back. Okay. So I see size, get text drop down, the same in both of these. I see append item, and it's just changing coffee and latte. I'm seeing the item cost being based on what's ordered. So can we create a new function? Let's try create a new function that takes a parameter. So what's this function do? I think it can do all this stuff. So I'm going to copy this, Control C, move it up. Okay, what are we going to need to send in? We're going to need to send in the only thing we need to send in is what's the name of the item. So what are we going to call that? Drink. And then we can have an if-else, right? That will check to see which drink we're getting. Where's our if-else? That's under control. If drink equals coffee, actually, I don't know if we need that. So I know I'm not really explaining very carefully what I'm doing, but quote plus drink. Yep, I have 2 quotes there and 2 quotes there. Quote. All right. Coffee comes in. It grabs the size. It says that size, 12 ounce. Drink, the drink is whatever drink's sent in there. Item cost, now that's going to depend. So that's going to be the if-else. If drink is equal to coffee, then the item cost. Wait, but that's going to also depend on the size, isn't it? All right, let's take a look. So there's the size up. What does size up do? Does that just multiply? All right, we're going to pause this for now because I have a class to begin, and we'll look at this more a little bit later. I'm back. Okay, so we are looking at this app, Netflix app, and when we run the app, we just have to select a TV show and a rating, and then we can click pick and it will search. Now, I don't know why it's giving like multiple answers here. Did I change something? No, because I'm in the view only. Oh, sorry, we're in the latte one. Okay, we're in the drink one, and we were looking and we were sending in the drink. We're trying to replicate this. So we're getting the drink. We're bringing the drink in. We're getting the text from the size drop down. We're appending the selections. Now the item cost is going to depend on the drink. So if the drink is coffee, then the item cost is $1.55. So item cost is $1.55. If the drink is, what's our next one down? If the drink is latte, then it's $3.25. Drink equals latte. Then the cost, I'm going to copy this, copy, paste, paste, paste. Okay, the latte costs $3.25. What else? The mocha costs $3.75. Mocha. Drink equals mocha $3.75. And the drink is tea, it's $2.50. Drink is equal to tea. It's $3.50. Else, I'll say item cost zero, because if it's not one of those, then it should be zero. Size up, it's still going to call size up, total price. So now we can just call this function, what are we going to call this function? Drink price? Or new selection? We're going to call it new selection. And then we're going to just strip out all these lines.
Excuse the interruption. Can I have Kenneth Brown?
So this is going to be new selection, and that would be coffee.
That's the student, please pardon the interruption.
Alright, so we can basically just copy that line, and we can take out the insides of each of these buttons. And then we're going to paste these new selection. It doesn't like new selection. Did I spell new selection wrong up above? Function new selection. I'm going to copy it and paste it just to make sure. Well, I guess I'm going to click on the little yellow and see why. Coffee hasn't been declared yet. Okay, coffee with inside quotes, that's why. Okay, so this one is latte. This one is mocha. And this one is tea. There we go. So now when anybody clicks on the button, it's going to call our new selection button. Let's see if it works. I hope it works. My fingers are crossed. Okay, coffee. 155. And then a 12-ounce tea. Then a latte. And then a mocha. And then, for some reason, it did not do the coffee. Why did it not do the coffee? Coffee. 12-ounce latte. Is my latte button not working? Sends latte in there. The drink is latte. I wonder why the size is, oh, it's going in there. Okay. Latte. Okay, that worked. Mocha. Mocha didn't work. Tea. Tea didn't work. Mocha. Tea. Why did it stop after 2? Size up. So it's returning item cost. It's changing item cost.
Good morning, students and staff.
Okay, you might have noticed what I did wrong. I replaced click here and here, and I should have coffee in quotes. And tea right here. Alright, now let's try it. Reset, run, 1 coffee, 1 latte, 1 mocha, 1 tea. I also want to upsize coffee, an upsized latte, an upsized tea, and an upsized mocha. And there we go. We got them all. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and finish that and continue. And it should have a question for us after we finish. Pseudocode. What is our answer? 0 to 100, 0 to 10, 100 to 200, 30 to 4. Here's our AP reference sheet. Practice question. The procedure below will be called twice, with 2 numbers provided as arguments to the parameter. Which of the following pairs of numbers will mystery return the same value? Okay, we're sending in my number. Final gets 0. My number is greater than 100. As long as my number is greater than 100, if my number is greater than 100, final gets 100. Else, if my number is less than 0, final gets 0. Else, final gets my number. So if my number is coming in, it starts with finals as 0. But if my number is greater than 100, it's going to just get 100. If the number is less than 0, it's going to get 0. And so if it's in between, it's going to get the number. So our number is going to be between 0 and 100. Why is it saying between 100 and 200? The procedure will be called twice, with 2 numbers provided as arguments to the parameter my number. Which of the following pairs of number will mystery return the same value? Oh. Okay. Well, if we put in, so you got to really read the question, don't you? So if we put in 0 and 100, we're going to get different answers. 0 and 10 will just get 0 and 10. 30 and 50 will just get 30 and 50. 100 and 200 we'll get 100 back for both of those. Okay, so clearly I did not read that closely enough. All right. Finally, we have completed that. All right, thanks for listening, and bye-bye.